This is the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour,
supported by Albertsons
and brought to you by
Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. Albertsons and Tom Thumb, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys. Lucchese, the official bootmaker of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com. Make your crypto play today. Buffalo Wild Wings. And by Omni Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's Victory Monday!
Now, your hosts, Nicole Hutchison and Brad Sham.
Actually, Kristi Scales filling in today. Brad's a little under the weather, but I'm Dallas Cowboy Radio sideline. Oh, thank you for that standing ovation. Everyone, please take your seats. I'm Cowboys Radio sideline reporter Kristi Scales, Nicole Hutchison as co-host. We are so thrilled to welcome, we think, the first Cowboy rookie of the season.
Yes, our first Cowboys rookie. Let's go.
Please welcome DeMarvion Overshown. We are at Sidecar Social here at the beautiful Star in Frisco. If you come to Sidecar Social, you'll find us between the skee ball and the Papa Shot. But we are delighted that you are here tonight because as soon as this young man joined the team and the first time that the media spoke with him, we thought, oh, we have a jewel here. And you're so well-spoken, and we can't wait for you to share your journey of how you got to the Dallas Cowboys. And we'll have some fun. We'll talk some X's and O's as well. But Nicole's going to start us off with the questions.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of started off right where I wanted to start off. A lot of people had great things to say about you. Sorry, I can barely hear through here, but no, I mean, a lot of people had great things to say about you, and I hadn't met you yet. Where does that kind of energy, that aura, come from for you?
Just how I was raised. I mean, if you ask me, my mom, my siblings, my grandma, just how they raised me as a person and how I seen them in this world and treat others. Mm-hmm. That's just always been me, and I've always been that type of person that I want to give off what I want in return. So if I'm going somewhere and I'm happy, I'm giving off good vibes, then you know that's coming from other people. And when it's good vibes everywhere, then you know it's nothing but happiness and positive around. So that's one reason why I'm the way I am.
Yeah. Have you been able to be around the locker room now that, you know, we'll get to, of course, your journey and things like that, but have you been around the locker room lately?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been my number one job since, you know, going down at the preseason game, just standing around the guys, keeping this energy inside the locker room. Yeah. That's one of the most exciting things I can do, just go in there knowing I'm finna do my rehab, and I'm seeing these guys coming in from meetings and practice, and you know I'm high-fiving them. We talking about the game. I'm telling them how I seen them act after one play. I'm like, man, why you didn't celebrate? Why you didn't flex on them or something? So just keeping that throughout the locker room and staying around knowing that I'm going to be back with them guys sooner than later.
Yeah, so the knee injury, that was the second preseason game. That was the road one that's in Seattle. Ironically, we play Seattle this week on Thursday night. But when you talk about the rehab, what is that process like?
Oh, it's one of those things that you got to take one day at a time. And it's not a good thing, but I done dealt with a knee injury before. And I know kind of like the do's and the don'ts, whereas the positive mindset is going to get you way further than, you know, how hard you rehab. You know, you can rehab as hard as you want. You know, your knee is only going to get as better as it can. But if you stick that positive mindset inside you and get that flowing, then that heals the body, I feel like, 10 times faster. And I feel like that's why I was able to start moving around quicker than, you know, normal. And that's why I feel like now today with the guys that I train and rehab with, us just coming in there and, you know, competing and having fun with it, it brings us to life. Like we still feel like we're a part of something. And like we still have mistletoes and goals that we check off each week just like we would be doing in the season. So just things like that keeps this going and keeps this process, you know, easy and, still feeling like you're a part of something.
So what would a typical day look like? Let's say it's a Wednesday or Thursday of a regular Sunday to Sunday schedule. Well, like what time do you get there in the morning, and are you working directly with Britt Brown already, the director of rehab?
So I actually start with Britt tomorrow. So we.
Oh, good luck with that.
Hey,
No, he's great.
First day on the field.
The best in the business.
First day on the field, I get to put cleats on since that day. So that's another goal that I get to check off, and you just feel excited again just because you're on the football field again. But our normal days, we really get there around 8 or 9, usually an hour before the guys that's playing get in, get warmed up, and then we'll do another hour of just rehab and lower body, getting the knees right. But after that, we'll go work out, and me and our group, we're out the way. So, they real lax on us right now. We go in, sneaking meetings here and there, just to be around. But we go in, get some hard work in, and now tomorrow we'll start the next phase of now we on the field, and now we moving around in cleats a little bit with Britt. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a real milestone, truly, in your recovery. Yeah, so DeMarvion Overshown, the Cowboy linebacker, is our guest on the Cowboy Hour. And I promise we're not going to dwell on injuries because we're going to talk about some real fun, positive things. But I do have one more question, and that is, in one of the times that you spoke with the media after the injury, and you talked about using the story of your recovery as a testimony to others. And I know that it's so early in the process, but so far, what's your testimony?
The fact that if you get up every day with a smile on your face, it's nothing can take your happiness and your joy away. As far as like, football is the game I love. Football, it makes me feel alive. Like, I do miss the feeling of, that 3 to 4 seconds where nothing else in the world matters. But at the same time, you get to come into training, rehab, and you can put yourself in those same positions and just telling people and letting them know that it's good out of everything. Mm-hmm. And I can say right now I'm reaping the benefits of not being on the football field, and that's building my brand off the field. That's getting to come home to my son that I didn't get to while I was preparing for the combine, and getting to be around my family more, getting to take those steps that you're not able to do when you're so focused during the season. So now when I come back as a second year, I done got a taste of the football. I know I can play football. I know I can do that. But now I got all the other stuff off the field that as a rookie you probably don't see that you need, and just all that coming together right now. So that's my testimony right now, that no matter what circumstance, no matter what situation you in, it's a good out of it.
Yeah, I love what you said about that 3 or 4 seconds where everything is blocked out. I assume that you mean a single play, all right? What does that feel? I mean, do you hear the crowd, or you've been looking at the formations and trying to diagnose things pre-snap, but those 3 to 4 seconds, what does that feel like? What do you hear or see?
You hear stuff, but you're so locked in that it don't matter. Everything sounds the same. Somebody can be yelling this, somebody can be yelling that. The stadium could be rocking, but everything sounds the same. And you're locked into your key, your one thing, that your assignment for that play. And when I say that when a ball is snapped, like during that moment, it's just like nothing else matters. Just I'm doing my job. I'm finna do whatever it takes to, make this a plus play for me. So that feeling, I actually have fun at the house every now and then, and, I do something, I drop a paper towel and I like catch it quick or something. And I just celebrate stuff like that because I see that as a small victory. I walk around the house, I still got it. I'm ready to get back on the field. So just things like that, it's those type of feelings that you get to feel that 60, 70 times a game, and, you just don't feel that unless you're in that moment.
How hard is it to stay so just dialed in? Because like Kristi said, the crowd can sometimes be overwhelming.
When you rep something so much, so often, and you've been doing something for so long, I think it's just, at this point, like natural instinct to just lock in, like everything don't even matter no more. You've been doing it for so long, and that's one thing as a football player, to me, I see like some people really don't get to feel that in the life. So you can explain it to them, or any athlete, like when you're doing something and you're so locked in the moment that nothing else going around you even makes sense, because you're not even paying attention to it. It's just going on, and you're expecting something to already be done when you get there. So it's just watching things play out in front of you, and just repping it constantly and just seeing it fold out. It's just a feeling that you can't feel doing anything else.
Now, I don't want to harp on the injury, but I just had one quick question about like the recovery. Now, I heard that I guess your diet plays a big part in, the inflammation possibility. If you don't, I guess, control it. Is that kind of true? Have you had to adjust a new diet?
A little bit.
Yeah.
First, after surgery is when it's like real important to eat the right things because of inflammation and stuff like that. So definitely after that, I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm a picky eater. and I usually don't blame my mom for stuff, but I blame my mom for this.
What, because she babied you all the time? You would only eat macaroni and cheese or something like that?
She did.
She would give in to you?
And she did.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
And I'm paying for it now. I'm getting better, but I'm paying for it right now. And it was, me and my siblings, we eat different stuff. And my mom was like, I'm going to make sure my babies eat. So she fixing different stuff. So now I got to learn to eat vegetables and do all that stuff. Like, at this big age, like, I shouldn't be learning how to eat vegetables.
Our guest tonight on the Cowboys Hour is the ultimate mama's boy, DeMarvion Overshown. We are at Sidecar Social at the Star in Frisco, the Miller Lite Cowboy Hour. We'll be back right after this.
5G. Fast, reliable, secure. It's not complicated.
5G requires compatible plan.
3,
5G may
2,
not be available in your area. See
1,
AT&T.com/5G
live.
review for details.
Back to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons.
And welcome back into Cowboys Hour. Nicole Hutchison alongside Kristi Scales, the one and only DeMarvion Overshown. This is the quietest, honestly, that this crowd has been all season long while a guy has been talking. So I'm not much. They love to hear what you got to say.
Hanging on every word.
Hanging on every word. But this segment is brought to you by Lucchese, the official bootmaker of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. And Kristi has a
there's
cool
something
story.
cool that's happening. Randy Steele with Lucchese. They're out at the stadium tonight. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders are having a rehearsal. But Randy has brought brand new Lucchese boots for all of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders because they do something every year called My Cause, My Boots. And it's like what the players do with My Cause, My Cleats. So the Lucchese boots that the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders wear are all white, and there's a white star on it. Well, if you're at the game at AT&T Stadium on Thursday night, or if you're watching on TV, when they show the cheerleaders on the sideline, you might see different colors, stars on those boots. And so the colors match the cause of the cheerleaders. So it might be pink if it's breast cancer awareness. It might be green for mental health. Might be a paw print for pets and the like. So thanks to Randy and the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders for using their boots to help with some great causes.
Yeah, I mean, the Dallas Cowboys do a lot of great things, especially like the Salvation Army. And then I know they visit hospitals, right?
Oh, sure.
Am I wrong?
Yeah. And so, DeMarvion, what we want to know is, after seeing Turpin get dumped into the Salvation Army kettle Thanksgiving Day, and then Deron Bland placed in it by teammates, have you planned out your kettle celebration for next Thanksgiving when you get your own pick six or fumble return?
To be honest, I thought about it. I did. And I said, I think I'm going to get in there and I'm going to do the cotton patch. Do the cotton patch around the whole thing. And maybe they can, like, shake the salvation thing while I'm doing it. So
I love that. That's
Have you been practicing
idea.
that? You've been practicing?
I told myself, it's like, the defensive player get the touchdown, I should tell him to do the cotton patch.
Our guest is DeMarvion Overshown, the Cowboys linebacker. And when you came to the Cowboys in the third round, you already had a built-in fan base, not only for all of the University of Texas Longhorns fans, but being one of us from the Lone Star State, a native Texan from East Texas. What do we need to know about ARP Texas and their fervor for the Dallas Cowboys?
The community is one of the strongest I've ever been in, and when they support you, they support you. It's a family from soon as you walk into ARP to the minute you walk out. It's family, nothing but love, and you're gonna go there and you just gonna feel like you're one of them. We accept, outsiders because we love to fellowship with others. Yeah. It's kind of our whole thing, and small town, small country town, but you're going to get the big love, and you're going to always feel like a piece of you, a piece of ARP is always with you, just how much support you get from them. And it's nonstop. It's not when I went to Texas and, I came to Dallas, it stopped. It's not even when I was training for the combine, it stopped. And when I came to Dallas, it's from when I got there till now. And I know that's how it's going to forever be. So my heart is always there.
Getting that love from that small town environment, because I'm from Houston, so like it's big city. You don't really get that same type of like genuine love, So how is it for you, and how's it kind of like translated over for you as you've gotten to the Dallas Cowboys?
It helps me because it allows me to always think back to, I've been in smaller situations. I've felt love. So now that I'm in the bigger city, when I went to Austin or came here, I don't need all that. I can deal with, Bill on the internet hating on me. I can deal with that. I don't need all that love because I know back home that love is stronger than any other. So I get to go out there knowing that no matter what happens, no matter how I perform, I'm going to come off the field with text message and Facebook posts full of love. So that allows me to go out there and put on for my city.
Well, so ARP has less than 1,000 people. 2020 census 892 people, but so everybody,
that's it?
everybody, that's it, the whole town. So
Oh,
it's near
wow.
Tyler, right?
Wow.
So not too far to get into a bigger city. But you talk about the love and stuff, but when everybody knows you, and there's no like real anonymity, yeah, you get the love. But do you feel like you have any added pressure on you because people are rooting so hard for you, and you obviously were a star in high school and junior high before that, and then DeMarvion made it to University of Texas, and then everybody's pulling for you. Do you kind of feel like you're having to represent everyone, or have to put some more pressure on yourself?
To be honest, I do, but I don't feel like it's a bad pressure. It's I want to do good, so I know they're gonna be proud of me, but I want to do good anyways. I want to go out there and give my best anyways. So it's a good pressure, and I always thought that having that pressure, it's an honor. It's something that I don't take for granted because I've wanted to be in this situation. I've been that kid that looked up to somebody that man, I'm counting on him to make this play. Like, I'm counting on him to go here and perform and do good and be talked about. So the fact that I get to be that person for the generations coming up, the kids in East Texas, I love that. Like, I wouldn't want to be in a different position.
What comes with that is, like you said, you used to be that kid that looked up to someone who made it out. But when you have, kids that look up to you, how hard is it to kind of maintain that, I don't want to say like image, but also being that role model that you should be?
It's not easy, but it's something that I feel like I've been doing for so long that it just comes natural. Because I'm a human, and I've made mistakes, and I'm going to make mistakes. So it's just something that you got to go about your day just living your truth. It's nothing like, okay, I ain't got to pretend to be this dude. Just be who you are, and then everything else just comes with it.
Yeah, our guest is DeMarvion Overshown, the Cowboys linebacker and University of Texas star. And Jerry Jones loves to tell this story that drafting you in the 3rd round, that the Jones family and Cowboys scouting had advanced scouting on you because you played at University of Texas with Paxton Anderson. That's Jerry's grandson and Charlotte's son. So what was that like with him, and did you already have kind of a link with the Cowboys because of Paxton?
Sadly, I didn't. I nudge him every now and then and be like, man, it'll sure be nice to play linebacker for the Cowboys. Because Coach DQ, I actually seen him come to Texas. He done like a coach's seminar or something. It was like at a spring practice, and he came and watched, and it was just whispers that he was at practice. So I'm already thinking like, oh yeah, I'm definitely finna show out at this practice like DQ here. But I was always messing around with Paxton. He was a great friend. He was my locker buddy. We was the locker mates for the last 2 years of my career. So every time we see each other, we locker buddies. He's a good dude. He's a real good dude. You can tell he comes from a good family. Like, even when he got there, it was nothing but hard work. It wasn't necessarily Jones' grandson. It was Paxton Anderson. And so our friendship built over the years while I was there, and I love to see what they're doing now. Got to see them last week versus Texas Tech, so I'm excited for them this week. And just that relationship, I wish it would have been one of those, hey, tell your grandpa.
Tell grandpa, yeah.
But it wasn't. It was just a genuine friendship that was built over time.
Now, were you a Dallas Cowboys fan? I mean, of course, I'm assuming that you were, but were you a Dallas Cowboys fan? I want to actually know that.
Okay, so growing up, I was just a football fan. My family was Cowboys. Like, I wasn't escaping it. So I knew, like, I want to play for the Dallas Cowboys one day. So to be honest, I definitely didn't think it was going to be draft day. I thought it was going to be, okay, I'm going to have to take a pay cut one of these years, come second contract, and just sign with Dallas. They're going to need a linebacker one day. But, I'm happy it happened like it did. I definitely wasn't expecting. I was like, man, it's no way. Like, a kid from Texas, play at Texas, and then for the Cowboys, like, it don't happen. And I was actually told that I was getting drafted somewhere else that night, and they end up having a lot of draft picks. So it was it was kind of made sense. But you know, that Frisco area code popped up, and like I said, it was a feeling that I'll never forget.
It was. Did your agent tell you that he thought you were going somewhere else?
My agent actually told me he thought the Texans had called him. Day two.
Oh, wow.
They had, I believe, 4 draft picks, and they had said that we're finna draft you. So that whole night, every time Houston came up, I'm thinking, okay, here we go.
Here we go.
But I'm glad that call never came. I'm glad that call
Are
never
there
came.
even words to describe the feeling of when you get that call?
It's not. And people ask me, like, how was I going to react? And, you know, are you going to cry? You going to cry? In that moment, like, the emotions just ran through me. It wasn't anything that I can do or I can control. It just happened. So I did shed tears because it was one of those, like, man, this is a dream. Like everything is planned out. Like this is exactly what I prayed for. Like this moment, like I seen this moment happen. Like everything that, you know, I dreamed of when I was a kid, that, you know, every step wasn't the step that I thought it was going to be, but it was one of those that I seen myself, like I seen this happen. It didn't happen exactly like this, but I seen that this was going to happen. So, you know, the tears just instantly just came rolling down my face, and it was something that I know I never feel again. So I just hold on to that moment.
For you so far, what's it been like being a part of this Dallas Cowboys franchise?
I say, but if I would have went anywhere else, I feel like it would have been, if not barely bigger or same as Texas, as far as like the brand. But the fact that I came to the Dallas Cowboys, like, that's the only thing that's times 10 Texas. That's the only thing that would have topped Texas. And like the love and the fan base, the support, the team, the family that Jerry Jones had just put in that facility, as far like from him down, like it's just family, and you feel it just walking throughout the facility, at breakfast, at lunch, just family. And like I said, that's what I grew up on, just being around family and knowing like family. So the fact that I got drafted into an organization that's all about family, I feel like it's not a better spot that God would have put me in.
DeMarvion Overshown, Cowboys linebacker, is our guest on the Cowboy Hour, presented by Miller Lite. We are at Sidecar Social here at the Star in Frisco, and we'll hear more from DeMarvion after this.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it.
Go Cowboys!
to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons.
Right, it's a Bob. Sorry. Welcome back into Cowboys Hour. Nicole Hutchison alongside Kristi Scales and Cowboys linebacker DeMarvion Overshown. And this segment is brought to you by Albertsons. When it comes time to shop for tailgate favorites, go to Albertsons and Tom Thumb. Get 10% off your groceries every Dallas Cowboys game day when you wear your Cowboys jersey. Albertsons and Tom Thumb, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys.
We save so much money shopping for Thanksgiving
We
food,
do, yeah.
wearing the Cowboy jersey.
Yeah.
I give my husband the dark blue 52 Dexter Coakley jersey. He was a linebacker, by the way. But I have a question for you, DeMarvion, when it comes to Cowboys jerseys. And this was sent in from Cowboy fan Al in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's tough if you're a Cowboy fan in Philadelphia.
Oh.
He says, DeMarvion, I want to buy one of your Cowboys jerseys, but no, young players sometimes change their numbers in the offseason. Are you going to stay number 35, or will you try to change your number next year? I know you were 0 with the Longhorns.
I'm going to try so hard. I definitely want 0. I've been hearing speculations, so I'm definitely trying hard to get it. So I wouldn't cash out on 35 jersey yet.
And well, I kind of laugh about it. Cavante Turpin, so not this year, last year, his rookie season, he joined the team halfway through training camp, and he was wearing number 2. And then once he made the final roster, he changed his number to number 9. Well, some friends of ours had already bought Cavante Turpin jerseys for number 2. They special ordered them and got him autographed at that final preseason game. And you would think that they would be sad that now it's not the right number, but I would say that that is definitely a collectible, number 2 autographed Cavante Turpin jersey. So
For sure.
I think that's kind of fun.
I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty dope. You want to get your number 0. How?
I want it.
Are you starting to already pitch a case for that? Make a case for that?
I felt like kind of during training camp I was.
Yeah.
I got to do a little bit of a taste test in preseason. So coming into the spring and mini camp and then training camp, hopefully I get another chance to earn 0 again. So that's definitely what I'm shooting for. But 35, I'm rocking with it right now.
I think it looks good. No, that's a good look on a jersey because there's some numbers are not flattering.
It's looking good. Yeah. I'm feeling good in it, too. That's all that matters. I'm feeling good in it.
So was it Mike McCord and or Bucky Buchanan from the Cowboys equipment staff that gave you 35, or did you have any choice in it?
It was Mike. He hit me up actually on draft day, and he told me, he was like, well, Demo, Mike is a Texas guy, too. Like, Demo, we can't get you 0 right now. Jerry don't want anybody in it right now. But, things happen, and, you can possibly have a chance at it next year. So I picked 35 out of some numbers, but it works. I actually put together, I was brought up on 135, and it's actually the interstate 35 is from Texas to here. So I'm putting the 35 together.
Love that.
It looks good. It feels good.
Yeah. So rookies, like we say, and DeMarvion's a third-round pick, so you had a lot more say than the rookie free agents whose numbers are really what's left. But are there interesting? We don't have hazing anymore because in the old days the rookies would be put through some stuff from the veterans. But are there some rookie rituals that are expected of you?
So yes, when we first got here, even before we even got like our first paycheck, we had to go get a lot of groceries for like the rooms for mini camp. The vets was coming. We had already rookies was there, and the vets was coming in the following week. So we had to make sure like the rooms was filled with snacks, and so that was really the only big grocery bills I got. But then we also got this thing where before plane rides or on the way to get back on the plane, some vets decide that they're hungry, and it's the rookie's job to get the order. So sometimes you do get some complicated orders, and you got to make phone calls to Popeyes, for instance. I was actually, before the Seattle game, I had to run to Popeyes for 7 different people. And when seven different linebackers put in their order, it's not the easiest thing.
Yeah, because they're trying to make it complicated for you.
And then I'm walking by with like 3 grocery bags of Popeyes, and then I got to find some nice person to carry the drinks for me. So
Yeah, no, this is a thing. This is a common thing. 33 years I've been riding on the Cowboy team charter, and it's been that way a long time. American Airlines crew, they do all this great food, but then here are the rookies hauling down the aisles. It doesn't matter if it's like hero sandwiches or, Wingstop, whatever.
Did you hear any horror stories about other guys having to do like having rookie bills at dinner or anything like that before?
So I have heard of some pretty crazy bills. I think Layden told me about his rookie year. First rounders, they get done the worst. Ooh. They would get done the worst. But Damone Clark, actually, he was one of the ones that he was never into it. He was like, "Hey, Demo, if you don't say nothing, they not gonna, they ain't gonna tell you nothing about it." So he kind of told me the ropes. I think he probably got away with maybe one bill or something last year, but he was really big on, if you don't say nothing, they ain't gonna make you pay for nothing.
Yeah. One thing that's interesting about your rookie class and then last year's, and this is isn't just an observation, it's something that I've talked to Will McClay, personnel director, about, is coming out of COVID, there are a lot of players that got an extra year. So you were 5 years at University of Texas, and there's some players who maybe had redshirt, but also had maybe like a medical redshirt season. So they're in college for like 6 years. And so when they come to the NFL, they're more mature. They've had more time to develop their skills. Hopefully they're getting good coaching there in college. But what do you think about? Do you see that as a positive?
I did, especially for me, because I know how much that fifth year helped me get to where I am now. It's definitely different nowadays, especially with NIL. So it's now a pitch to get those players to come back and like develop. And you're seeing guys in front of you stay for fourth and fifth years because of that. So it's definitely one of those things where you're going to see a lot of players coming in ready to play more often just because they stayed that fourth, that fifth year and developed, because it actually helps, that red shirt year. That's why I didn't red shirt, but that COVID year was kind of like, okay, an extra year, so I got to take that extra development year. And it helped me. So I definitely see like players coming in with that fourth, fifth year, sixth year under their belt. You're going to see a lot of maybe 6, 7 undrafted guys playing just because they've been developed.
The extra time that you got to develop gave you some time to play like edge rusher, linebacker, play kind of everywhere. How much does that give you? How much more experience does that give you when it comes down to you now in the NFL?
I actually started in the back end, so I got to see everything from the line of scrimmage to playing behind everybody to being in the middle. So just tying it all together, it actually helped me in the long run, and actually was able to put myself in more positions, allow myself to be more versatile by staying there and developing in different things. So not only was I becoming a better linebacker, but I was becoming a better edge rusher at the time because I was playing edge a little bit. And I was becoming a better coverage guy because I played safety, so they would let me go over there and get different man techniques with the safeties and the DBs.
Two-part question, and the first one is, with the defense, with their scheme and style, how well did it suit your skill set? And the second part of it is, Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator, is well known for kind of changing things, making something specific for you. So when you first came in, how did your skill set fit the defense? And then once Dan had you for a while through training camp and the off season, was it already starting to change?
When I first came in, I kind of felt like they already knew what I was going to bring to the defense. So they put me in like one of the things that I wasn't as comfortable in. So when I first came in as minicamp, they gave me the green dot. And so they put me in command of all the calls. So when I was there, I'm calling, making calls, and I kind of already knew DQ defense was okay, we got guys that's going to fly around and get after the ball. So I felt like, oh, that's perfect for me, because if they running from this guy, then they either running to me or they running away from me too. And if I'm racing to the ball, then I'm getting a lot of tackles that game. So definitely just being a part of this defense and being under DQ and him allowing me to, start doing other stuff in training camp as far as, line up at the mic and line up as the dime and, play big safety a little bit in goal line situations and deep situations. So the fact that I was able to come in and get command of a huddle so fast, I felt like that gave him a lot of confident in me to go out there during training camp and, just fly around.
Follow-up question on the green dot, and what DeMarvion is referring to is on defense, 3 different players are designated each game with the green dot helmet. Only one can be on the field at a time, but the green dot helmet, if you ever see that on TV or you're at AT&T Stadium and it zooms in, you can see the green dot. That means that it's the radio receiver in the helmet. So that player is, and it's been Malik Hooker, J-Ron Curse, and then Leighton Vander Esch early in the season. They're getting the defensive play call directly from coordinator Dan Quinn up in the booth. So what happened this past week is with J-Ron missing the game on Thanksgiving Day because of the back injury, Marquise Bell, I don't think that he had to do it during the game, but he was one of the 3 players given the green dot, and I thought to myself, this bodes well for Marquise, who's already having a great season, but for Dan to trust a guy to do that, am I on the right wavelength here?
You definitely are. I feel like DQ, if he puts you out there, then he trusts you. I feel like it's some more guys he could give it to, but the fact that he gave it to Marquise Bell, a guy that's played multiple positions on the defense that, that could command the huddle. You see him go out there, making plays all the time, getting guys lined up, getting guys riled up, a guy that command the huddle if need be. So I definitely feel like that speaks a lot about Marquise Bell, especially stepping in under the circumstances that he did. It speaks a lot about him.
Our guest on the Cowboy Hour is Cowboy linebacker DeMarvion Overshown. We are at Sidecar Social here at the Star in Frisco, and when we come back, we'll have some questions from the audience. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, Cowboys.
Go Cowboys!
to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons.
Welcome back into Cowboys Hour. We've got DeMarvion Overshown here, Nicole Hutchison, Kristi Scales, and this segment is brought to you by Papa John's. It's big, it's good, and it's only for Cowboys fans. The Cowboys Special from the Cowboys and Papa John's, a large one-topping pizza for only $9.99. Order today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, the official pizza of the Dallas Cowboys. I love Papa John's.
Yeah, I do too.
Like a pepperoni pizza.
That was one of the greatest days at training camp. Was years ago in Oxnard when they introduced Papa John's as a sponsor. They had a press conference and stuff. We had free pizza for a week, and it was fantastic.
Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. DeMarvion, I want to start with this. I know you've obviously been around the team, and this defense has been. We're going to get to the fans in a second. I'm sorry. I just want to ask this one question. You've been around the team, been able to see this defense really come together, and they're playing at an all-time high right now. What have you enjoyed most about that linebacker room just coming along?
Man, just seeing those guys fly around.
Yeah.
And, like, the standards we set during training camp, seeing them all just play out throughout the season. Like, being a unit that's being talked about. Like, we wasn't just going to be another unit on the defense. We wanted, you know, the D-line, they get talked about all the time. The safeties, the DBs making plays all the time. Well, now you're talking about Damone Clark and Marquise Bell and Leighton Vander Esch as well. So, you know, that was big in training camp. And just seeing all that play out, I can't wait to be excited. I mean, I'm excited to be a part of that again because when I came in, and it was one of the greatest compliments I could have ever received, and it was just Leighton Vander Esch telling me like, I'm glad you came here because you brought another competitive spirit to this linebacker room, another energy to this linebacker room that in training camp is days after days where 2, 3, 4 guys making plays out of the linebacker group. So, I felt like, that was something that I was able to contribute to, and I'm just ready to be a part of it again.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and hand it over for the fans.
Good evening, DeMarvion. How are you?
I'm doing
My name is
great.
Rambo. So I know going to the NFL, that's a big wow factor. What has been your wow factor that nobody told you about that's been a big surprise for you?
To be honest, I didn't know we was gonna have this much free time. So really finding out how to manage the free time with your work and basically, taking that free time and enjoying it, but at the same time making sure that you're taking care of your body. You got your diet right. Like all this takes into account because this is so short term that in a split second, you're looking at a whole different situation. I done had friends already, get cut and go to different teams and stuff like that. And just hearing it's just so now, so fast that you got to turn things over. Even though you got so much free time, you got to be able to use all that to your benefit.
How you doing, sir? Pleasure to meet you. My name's Tony. Over the years, a lot of the great defenses have had personalities. Dan Quinn and Seattle had his Legion of Doom. We've had our own Doomsday defense. Have you ever talked about putting that together and being at the Legion of Doomsday?
Ooh, good one, Tony.
Right, that is a good one.
Trademark.
Great question. I haven't been a part of those talks. I'm still new. I was kind of getting incorporated to the defense where I would have loved to have like something like that, a name like that. I know you can definitely call it something because we deserve it, the way them guys are balling. So that's a good question. We should definitely follow back on that.
Well, I think we can because Virginia from Cowboys Pro Shop is here, and so she can take that note back with her. I love that. Legion of Doomsday. Fantastic. Next question, please, for DeMarvion.
Yes, if it's possible, I have 2 questions, but before I go into that, I think after this podcast is put out publicly, I think your agent's going to contact you and say that you're going to be a spokesperson for Popeyes.
I love that. That's great.
Okay, I'm limited to just one question. So my question to you is that are you or any of the other players, when you get on the team, do you get so excited? Do you try to get autographs from all the players on the team?
So that's a funny question because I've actually been feeling that. When I first got here, my first Cowboys jersey was a Micah Parsons jersey. And I've always thought the world of Micah. And I I haven't came to bring him the jersey yet to get it signed. So I know how it is. I know he wouldn't mind, but it's just I definitely want to get that done, but I haven't yet.
So DeMarvion Overshown, Cowboy linebacker, is our guest on the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour here at Sidecar Social. And I'd like to play a little game with you, and it's word association. So I'll say a name, and then the first thing that pops in your mind. Doesn't have to be a single word, but okay, Damone Clark.
Oh man, I wasn't ready yet.
DeMarvion shaking his head.
I wasn't ready yet. I was finna get some words going through my mind. Okay, hold on. You gotta say Damone Clark.
Okay. Word association, Damone Clark.
Chill.
Mm-hmm.
Welcoming.
Really?
He's welcoming. He was very welcoming.
Micah.
Different. He's very different. It's one of those like difference that like you can't tell what he's actually thinking right now because he keeps the same face.
Deron Bland.
Low key. Like he's like a silent assassin. Like he walks through the halls like he's not who he is.
But it's always with a smile on his face.
Always with a smile on his face.
Always with a smile on his face.
He just walks around like he's just not him. But yes.
He's him.
He's him.
Okay,
Stephon.
Stephon. It's
Stephon.
Gilmore. Yeah.
Gilmore, yeah.
Relax, calm. He's always chill. Every time I see him, he's just in a chill matter. No matter what, he's just chill, cool.
Mm-hmm. We know you're not in the offensive huddle, but Dak Prescott makes so much effort to get close relationships with teammates. Yeah. So the next word association is Dak. Here we go.
That's crazy. 'Cause I was practicing that the other day. I heard him saying it then.
We need the impersonation right after that.
I got you. Wide 80. Wide 80. Here we go. Here we go. Wide 80. Wide 80.
That's really very good.
That was actually good.
That's
that was
very
spot
good.
on.
Right. Tony Pollard.
Another cool, like, he's a cool dude. I mean, he's one of those vets that's, he's cool with the young guys. He actually kick it with us in the rookie locker room.
Mm-hmm. CD.
Flashy, but like a good flashy. Like he's seen, and it's like it's a cool scene. Like, dang, CD, he got it going on. He got it, he that guy.
Yeah. So collectively, what is the mood in the locker room in terms of entering this toughest stretch of the season? Yeah, the Seattle Seahawks Thursday night, so technically the end of November 30th. But then you'll be entering what Coach McCarthy calls the final trimester of the regular season. So what are you thinking, and what are your teammates thinking?
Oh, we thinking that, if anybody got a shot to do it, it's us. How we playing right now, I feel like if you ask me, you would want to be playing how the Dallas Cowboys playing right now, no matter who we playing against. But anybody that's being put in front of us, we're eating them up right now. So the locker room, the spirits are up. That winning mindset, that winning attitude is definitely in the locker room. Like, you can tell that everybody walking through that building don't think we can win the rest of these games.
Do you feel like this team is playing their best ball right now, or is there still some more juice left in the tank?
That's the crazy part. It's still more juice in the tank. It's still more juice in the tank. And like I say, we playing some of the best ball you can be playing right now. As far as complimentary football, like, we're playing the best right now.
Yeah, with complimentary football, special teams being the third, offense, defense, and special teams, John Fossil, I think he was the saddest person when you suffered the knee injury and he wasn't going to get to use you. But earlier in the hour, we asked you what it was like, that 3 or 4 seconds at linebacker when the ball is snapped and then you go to make the play. Is it different on special teams? It's longer if you're covering a punt or a kickoff, but that is not an easy job, but it's something that rookies are expected to do, and you were going to be the star of special teams this year.
Oh, yeah, my guy Bones. Oh, my guy Bones. Even when I came on my 30 visit, he was so excited, and I was excited too, just watching his special teams and how he just laid it out and said what we was going to be doing. But I feel like during special teams, that's where your dogs at. That's where like those guys that you can put out there and we're asking you to whoop another man for 8 to 10 seconds, like just to beat this dude. And like that's what we do. We compete, and that's one of the most competitive times of the game because it's just mano y mano. It's nothing else, and it's like either my guy made the tackle and I didn't do my job, or I keep my guy from touching the returner, or if I get to the tackle, I beat my block and get to the tackle. So that's true one-on-one, mano y mano competition.
You said they have dogs on special teams. Sam Williams at gunner. What did you make of that?
Dog. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming just seeing him in training camp. So I'm not surprised to see him doing what he's doing to those poor corners at gunner.
Let's hear it for Cowboys linebacker DeMarvion Overshown, the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour. On behalf of Nicole Hutchison, I'm Kristi Scales. We are so glad that you joined us for this hour, and we look forward to seeing you next Monday.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!